Good afternoon folks, and welcome to Monday's edition of Adam's Eats. Now firstly, I'm sorry there was no video up on Friday, and the reason for that is because on Thursday, which is when I normally film Friday's video, I did a long day, like 12 and a half hours, and by the time I got home I was absolutely knackered, so that's why there wasn't a video up. I mean, alright, jokes aside, videos have been a bit lacking lately. Lots of stuff going on in my life. I mean, at some point, surely someone's going to make a meme out of my inconsistency at the minute, because it's all over the place. I'm sorry, but I've got so much going on in my life. But hopefully I will get back to some sort of normality soon. But anyway, onto the video. I'm going to do another kitchen basics one, and I'm going to show you how to make a bechamel sauce. Now firstly, you might be wondering what bechamel is. Very simply, it's just a white sauce made with butter, flour and milk. And it's used as a base sauce for lots of different recipes, mainly lasagna, you know, that white sauce that kind of goes in between the meat and the pasta, but also it's an ancillary for lots of other things as well. You know, you can add cheese in there, you turn it into a nice pasta sauce. You know, there's lots of different ways you can use it. Now there's so many different methods to make this sauce, but I'm going to show you the most simple way and the most foolproof. So without further ado, let's crack on with it. If you look down below in the description, you can get a list of what you need, and also if you press the pause button now, you can get a list of them there as well. So I'm going to go grab my ingredients and then I'll show you how to make it. Right, so I've got the base ingredients, I've got the flour, I've got the butter and I've got the milk, so let's crack on with it. Now really what you should use is a nice deep-sided saucepan. The reason I'm using this is because the saucepans that I have got a white interior, so it's not going to really show up on the camera very well, so that's why I'm using this. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my butter in the pan. I've got 30 grams here, and I'm going to put it onto a low to medium heat. And what I'm looking to do is to melt that butter until it starts foaming. And once it starts foaming, we're going to add the flour. Again, same weight, so there's 30 grams there. And then you want to stir that in straight away. And what will happen is it will start to form like a paste. So you can see it's all clumped together. That's fine, that's perfectly normal. Because if you don't do that, then the finished bechamel is going to taste quite powdery and not very pleasant. And then we're going to start adding some milk. I'm going to add about a quarter of it first. And again, keep it on a medium heat, you'll see that it will start to absorb the milk, but then it will kind of clump up again. See, you can see it's gone lumpy again. So then add a bit more milk. Don't worry because of the lumps, they will disappear. And like I said before, there's lots of different ways to make this sauce. I just find this is the easiest. You know, some say use warm milk. I find that using cold milk works better because you run the risk of less lumps. You can see it's almost like a dough at this point. Let's add some more. Now at this point it's getting a bit too difficult to use a spoon, so I'm going to switch over to a whisk. So just using your whisk, just carry on mixing that through. And then once it gets to this point, you can now put in the rest of the milk. Okay, and then just continuously whisking, mixing all that milk in. And you'll notice that all those lumps are going to disappear as you whisk. So you can see now, after a few minutes of whisking, all those lumps have disappeared. It's lovely and silky smooth. So now what I'm going to do is add a bay leaf. And I'm also going to season it up with some salt and pepper. Just get a bit of pepper in there, a bit of salt. Now if you're using this sauce for like a lasagna, you know, this is kind of the right consistency that you're after. It's nice and thick. But say for instance you want to turn this into a nice cheesy sauce for like, say, a macaroni cheese, all you've got to do is just add a bit more milk, and that will thin it out a bit. And what I'm going to do is leave that to bubble away just for a couple of minutes so all those flavours can infuse. And whilst it's doing that, I'm going to go off and get some nutmeg.
When I met you, when we started off, it sure was a different kind of love. Should I get up? Should I get up?
So what I'm going to do now is add some nutmeg, freshly grated, and this is just going to really ramp up the sauce and make it extra tasty. You don't need a lot because it's a very strong spice. And then I'm just going to whisk that in. Now I'm going to give it a quick taste for seasoning. It does need a touch more salt. And I'm going to take out that bay leaf now because it's done its job. And that's it, that's your base bechamel done. Really simple white sauce, nice and smooth, lump free. It's not as hard as you think. And like I said before, this is a base sauce, so you can add all sorts of different things to it. Like I said earlier, you can thin it out, add some cheese to it. You know, there's lots and lots of different ways you can use this sauce. Well, there we are folks, that's how easy it is to make bechamel sauce. Shall I give it a taste? I don't know, just seems a bit weird tasting a sauce, but I do it for your benefit. Here it is. It started to coagulate a little bit because it's been sat, you know, so just bear that in mind. If you let it cool, it will kind of thicken up and go a bit sticky. But another tip for you is if you want to keep it warm, then stick it in a thermos flask. Yeah, it does work. And that goes for a lot of sauces. You can do that with hollandaise, béarnaise, you know, keep it nice and warm, keep it nice and runny. Just give it a try. It's delicious. Nice and simple. Really tastes that nutmeg. It's nicely well seasoned, and just by adding that one bay leaf, it just really kind of lifts that savoury flavour. But it's a fantastic sauce. Learn how to make it, and it's going to serve you well in the kitchen. So anyway, that about wraps up today's video, guys. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like down below, comment, share across your social media platforms, and also if you'd like to keep up to date with my videos, then please subscribe. There'll be a button down below. If you press the bell icon as well, that will notify you for when I upload a new video. Also at the end of this video, you'll see some links to some other videos. And also if you look in the description below, I'll put a link up for the Kitchen Basics playlist, so you can go and have a look at all the other stuff I've done. And also if you've got any other suggestions for this playlist, then please let me know. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. I'll see your beautiful faces next time for more tasty fun and frolics, and bye for now.